Rock and roll.
Episode 7.
Shannon Sharp got caught. Shay was putting in work. Coming to you live from downtown Pomona, it's Mia Vanna presents the R&R Podcast, where we talk about cigars, entertainment, and sports. Episode 7 coming right at you.
Here we go. Let's go, big homie.
Let's go, dog.
We got a lot to talk about today. College football.
College football hot right now. Hot.
Georgia barely beat Kentucky.
Ooh.
What does that say about Georgia? Texas leapfrogged. What does that say? Everybody was talking Georgia.
Hey, Kentucky, man, put on a hell of a defensive show.
Well coached, Coach Stoops.
Yeah,
Stoops family.
Stoops, that's Stoops tree.
Yeah, he's a defensive coach.
Yeah, and they barely got out of there alive.
It was at Kentucky, but everybody was surprised at that. Carson Beck struggled. They only won by 1 point, and they were the number 1 team in the country.
Number 1 team. They moved them down?
They moved them down.
So Texas number 1 now?
Texas is 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3. Texas looks good. Ewers got hurt. Arch Manning stepped in.
Yeah, he stepped in and did his thing, but I heard Ewers is going to be all right, so he's going to come right back.
Is he supposed to play this week?
He might not play this week.
It's going to be a route. They play University of Louisiana Monroe. That's going to be a route. That's like playing Crenshaw High School. That's going to be a route. But Texas looks good. I think Sark learned over there with Saban.
Saban, yeah, he did a little understudy with Saban. Yeah, he's always been an offensive guru. So he got him well coached and looking good out there in Texas.
Yeah, I think and he has them ready for the SEC. Their offensive line, defensive line is big. They lost 2 running backs, but they like 4 deep at running back, so they still look good.
Right, and they got a whole lot of money over there.
Whole lot of money for NIL.
That good
and he's
oil
a good
money.
Recruiter. Yeah. Probably the most money. Them in Ohio State, probably the most money in the country.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I would say. And so now they're number 1. You think they're legit though?
Legit.
Really?
Yeah, legit. I told you I like Texas when we first started. I like beware.
Yeah, and then Sark, I think he learned. I think that was good for him to get humbled at SC and go, learn under Saban. So I think they're gonna be good.
But you know what I think is happening in
What's
college
that?
football now? That
Parity.
Since they got the 12 game playoff, all these teams are looking. They're not looking at the game in front of them. They trying to see how they're gonna get in. They need to just worry about what's in front of them.
Yep.
And take care of business on that day.
Yeah. You just got to get to the last 12.
Right.
So, yeah, they routed UTSA. Arch Manning played good. He's more athletic, like I said, than Ewers. I mean, they got 2 really good quarterbacks.
Yes, they do.
So we talked about Georgia and Texas. What about Alabama? Alabama routed Wisconsin. Wisconsin was supposed to be good, but Alabama looked good, man.
Alabama looks strong,
with
too.
DeBoer, and they're deep. They got the quarterback back, Milroe.
Yeah.
So
and they got a good coach over there too.
Yep.
They came from Washington.
Yep, came from Washington. So I think they're going to be okay. The SEC. I mean, you look at the SEC, like 6 of the top 7 or 8 teams are in the SEC. When you talk about Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia, it's deep. Tennessee is deep.
Yes, sir.
So Ole Miss won big over Wake Forest. Kiffin has them rolling.
Yeah, another coach out of USC.
Another coach out of SC that learned under Saban for a couple years.
He went there too, yep.
Yep. I mean, he's had good jobs. He had the SC job. He had the Tennessee job. And he's got them rolling. With Kiffin, they're always going to score points. The thing is, can they play defense? But they look nice.
They look nice, and he might be on the move.
Where would he go?
Florida.
Ooh, you think he leave? Ooh, that might be. Is that what you heard?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's the word on the street.
That would be good because in Florida he could recruit all the top players. Because Ole Miss, he'll get good players, but at Florida he'd get the top players in the country. And then he'll get a good quarterback. He'll coach him. So that's the word that you heard.
It's the word I heard on the streets, man.
Ooh, and so if he gets that job, that'd be good. But they won big over Wake Forest. They look good. Like I said, they always score points. But I don't know if Ole Miss can beat Alabama, Georgia, Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do. I don't know if they have enough for that.
No.
But they look good. If Kiffin gets to Florida, he's going to recruit, so he'll be fine.
Right.
Missouri, another SEC team, barely beat Boston College.
Boston College is pretty good.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien has him playing well. He's a good coach. He coached at Penn State. He coached in the league. He was an assistant in New England. He was a head coach in Houston. And he's from Boston. So I think he wants to do well there, obviously, because that's his hometown.
Yeah.
But Missouri, another good team. They got Luther Head, that receiver, that All-American, who's nice.
Nice.
So, another SEC East team.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about Missouri? Have you seen them? What do you think?
I seen Missouri. They look good. They got all around offense and defense.
Yep. And people are following them. I think they're top 10 right now.
Mizzou.
Who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
Used to get beat 68-0 by Oklahoma in the Big 8 back in the day. We're old because we talking about the Big 8. But Missouri's good. Hometown kid at Tennessee, quarterback that you saw in high school in 7-on-7. What'd you see in him when you saw him in high school? Nico.
He can accurate. He can throw the rock deep. He's a gunslinger.
About 6'5", 6'6".
6'6". Yeah.
Legit.
Had an NI deal in high school for $1 million.
No, how much was it?
For $1 million.
$1 million in high school. And they said Tennessee came with the bag to get him.
Yes, sir.
So he was ranked below Arch Manning. He was ranked below the kid Malachi Nelson. He looks like the best one out of the three.
Yeah, he does.
Malachi went to SC.
Then he transferred to
Boise State and got beat out.
Got beat out by
who?
True freshman.
By true freshman. Wow. So, and he was the number one recruit in the country.
Right. So all the time it don't cost pays to keep hopping around.
Yeah.
You need to stay somewhere and get your sow your oats and put in the work. You know what I mean? Competition is good for everybody.
Let me ask you this. Did you see that in him when he was in high school, when he was in that 7-on-7?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a talker. He walks that walk, talks that talk. And I was like, wow, he's going to be good.
When you say he's a talker, was he talking to his team? Was he talking to other team?
Talking to other team, talking trash.
Was he?
Yes.
Really?
Trash.
And that's the kid out of Warren that left and went to Poly and then came back.
Back to Warren. Yep.
Yeah. So he was nice like that. So yeah, I don't know why he was ranked under those guys, but so far he looks good. And they routed Kent State this week. You know who they play this week? They play at Oklahoma.
That's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
So you have the coach at Oklahoma that was the assistant, the D coordinator at Clemson. He's a defensive coach, Venables, but I don't know. Tennessee, who you got on that one? I'm going with Tennessee. It's going to be tough at OU.
At OU, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, but the kid at Tennessee is playing great.
Yeah, he's prime. He go to the league. He going to the league. I know that.
I say one more year and he's out.
Yeah, one more year.
Because he's 6'6". Yeah, he's an athlete. He can run. So they routed Kent State, which, of course, you would expect them to route Kent State. But I think Tennessee, Heupel's over there. He's a great play caller. He was a quarterback from Oklahoma, and he's a really good play caller. So I think that I'm going with Tennessee. You going with Oklahoma? We usually agree on a lot of stuff. I'm going with Tennessee. We'll see who's right. Who you going with?
I go for Tennessee with the upset.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with because it's at Oklahoma.
Right.
Let's talk about Oregon State. Oregon routed them. Oregon State's coach left after last year, went to Michigan State. They lost a lot of players. Several of the good players transferred to Michigan State. Oregon blew them out.
Oregon look like they're getting their feet up under them now.
They should, because the first couple of weeks they didn't look good.
Looked too shaky.
Yeah, but Lanning is a good coach. He was a D coordinator at Georgia, and he's a good recruiter. So, and they're talented, and they have top recruits coming in 2025. So I was surprised by the way they struggled, the first couple of weeks. But they look good, man. They look good against Oregon State. So what do you think? You think they're gonna be in the final 12?
Yeah, they'll be in the final 12.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, they blew out Oregon State, but Oregon State's kind of rebuilding now that their coach has left. Is Oregon State? Let me ask you this: Is Oregon? What are they gonna do in the Big Ten?
Oregon?
Yeah,
they're finishing the top 5, maybe.
Top 5.
The Big Ten.
Man, I think that. But who else would be above them? Ohio State. Do you think Michigan is better? I don't think that Michigan is
USC
better
gonna beat
than
Michigan this week. Y'all heard it from me first.
USC's going. So you're saying USC is going to beat Michigan?
We going to the big house and going to snatch one.
Cue those applause.
We ready.
So, yeah, Oregon beat them 49-14, and usually that's a close game. Even when Oregon is ranked high, Oregon State usually plays well against them. But this week, man, it didn't
pan out for them.
Didn't pan out for them. Yeah. So, yep, there you go. So, okay. So Oregon, you think Oregon is? I think Oregon is top. I think Oregon is top 3 in the Big Ten because you only have Ohio State, Michigan, and Oregon.
And then SC, we think
SC.
We got to play them. See if we ready.
If
we
SC
beat
beats Michigan, yeah. Okay, go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah, we beat Michigan. Like I think we're gonna beat them in the big house this weekend, and we can throw some weight around now.
And Michigan's going with a new quarterback.
Yeah,
they switched to the athlete.
They switched it midstream, right?
Yeah. He played last game. So Oregon routes Oregon State. Oklahoma routed Tulsa, which is to be expected. What do you think about Oklahoma?
Oklahoma's good.
They lost their quarterback. He transferred to Oregon, but they're always tough at home. And of course, they're playing. They're playing Tennessee at home. You think they're gonna make the top 12 because they're in the SEC now,
right?
So Texas was built for the SEC. I don't know about Oklahoma. What do you think?
I don't know if they built for the SEC.
I don't think so either. I agree.
But they should fare pretty well.
You think so?
Yeah, they should do all right. Hold their own a little bit, but
okay. But I don't think they're ready for the Alabamas, the Georgias. I don't think they're ready for Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I don't think this weekend they're ready for Tennessee, but that's going to be a tough game. So I think they need a little work. I think they're a year or two away.
Yeah. Some more recruiting.
Yep. Yeah, probably the best game was LSU in South Carolina. South Carolina was leading most of the game. LSU came back, took the lead. South Carolina, shout out to Coach Beamer, the Virginia Tech coach's son. South Carolina missed a field goal in the closing seconds.
Yeah, they were undefeated until that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They looked it pretty good too. So that's a good win. LSU needed that.
They did because they lost a lot. I don't know if they're going to be. They play UCLA this week. I got LSU.
LSU, yeah.
LSU?
UCLA ain't ready, man.
Not ready?
Nah, they might want to consider going back to, the Pac-12 opening back up.
I saw that.
All right, so they might, a lot of teams left early. And I didn't think the Pac-12 was going to be around, but they brought it back.
Yeah, but who's going to be in the Pac-12? I didn't see.
I think they're
just saw that.
San Diego State. Who else?
That's horrible. But okay, keep going. San Diego State, probably Washington State.
Yeah, because we already got Washington State and Oregon State.
Yep. Yeah, because they didn't want to leave. Okay.
Yeah, so
UCLA. I want to see Deshaun Foster do well, but I don't know if UCLA is ever going to recruit big enough linemen to compete.
Right, and
they're always going to have skill players, but they never recruit big linemen. They haven't in 20 years.
And they don't spend no money.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. They don't, on that NIL, they don't really dig.
They don't compete with the big ones.
Right.
So. Yeah, in this day and age, if you don't have NIL, components set up, you're not going to compete because players are going where the money is. So LSU survived. Notre Dame. Let's talk about Notre Dame. They won big over Purdue, 66-7.
He needed that.
Because they lost last week to Northern Illinois, and with only one loss, the alumni were reaching out to Urban Meyer to see because Urban Meyer said that was his dream job. What do you think about that? Is that too early to ask to start talking to a potential replacement?
Yes. And let Urban Meyer stay where he at on Fox, man. Please.
Let me tell you Urban Meyer story. So here's my Urban Meyer story. 2 stories. One, when he did well at Utah from 04 to 06, Notre Dame was his dream job. He wanted that job. He was looking at Florida. Notre Dame sent a regular plane ticket. Florida sent a private jet. So he goes to Florida first, and that's why he went to Florida. Notre Dame was his dream job. Could have had that job. And that's the difference in the SEC and everybody else. Florida sent the private jet.
Yeah, I would have went on that jet too.
You would have gone on that private jet?
Put me in no coach, man. How you gonna put the coach in coach?
Yeah, that's right. You're right. You're right. So but what's crazy? So he was the receiver coach at Colorado State. My buddy Terenzino played for him. So he gets the Notre Dame receiver job, receiver coach. He's making $60,000 a year. Leaves that job, goes to Bowling Green as the head coach.
Yeah,
does well there for 2 years, from 2002 to 2004. 04, he takes the Utah job with Alex Smith. Does well there. Goes to Florida, wins the national championship his first year with Chris Leak and Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, they had a package for him. He was the backup. Chris was a starter. Wins that. Florida gives him a new contract, $3.6 million. USA Today ran an article. In 6 years, he went from 60,000 to 3.6.
Wow.
6 years.
Wow.
Receiver coach making 60. Bowling Green probably making 200. Utah probably making 700. Goes to Florida, wins the national championship, and then after winning that national championship, they redid his contract. $3.6 million from 60,000. Man.
I'm in the wrong field.
Yeah, God is good, boy. I should be coaching football. So yeah, but he's a good coach. So they said the Notre Dame boosters reached out to him. So you think he's past his time? Because Urban's done well at he did well at Utah.
He's a good
he
college
did well
coach, but
Florida, Ohio
leave the
State.
NFL alone. He tried to bring that college stuff to the Jaguars, and it wasn't working.
Grown men, you can't talk to grown men like that. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Notre Dame coach. I want to see him do well. And like I said, they beat Purdue 66-7. But man, one loss to Northern Illinois, and you're on the hot seat. And they got a top class coming in. And our buddy's son is there. Jaden Mickey's there.
Jaden Mickey.
Starting cornerback out of Corona Centennial, which we need to get that coach here, Coach Logan.
Yes, sir.
By the way. So let's talk about Nebraska. Undefeated. Dylan Roya at quarterback.
Man, you talking about little Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. He looked good.
Man, that dude looked good. He looked like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, his dad played there. His uncle played there.
Right.
He was the number one recruit a couple of years ago. They look good. Yeah, he's got them playing. Yeah, so they bringing back the gray shirts and the black shirts. So we'll see what Nebraska. They look good against Colorado. They outplayed. They killed Colorado.
Up. Yeah.
People were off Colorado last week.
Yeah, they beat Colorado State this year as expected. But
that was a good game. Did you watch that game?
No.
You didn't?
No.
It was personal.
Really?
So Colorado State, because that coach last year made those comments about my mom told me when I'm talking to somebody, take my hat off, take my glasses. That was a shot at Dion.
Yeah.
And they played last year, close game. But man, Shador showed out. Travis Hunter played well. Yeah, they play well. Dion they look good. I want to see Dion do well. You think he's gonna stay in Colorado?
It's kind of hard to say because a lot of people saying he's there for his kids, and we'll see. You know what I mean? Because they're up out of there this year. Hunter's out, Shador's out,
Shiloh's
out. So we'll see.
I don't think Dion's gonna stay there. You know what? I'm gonna make a prediction. Dion might be at Florida State next year. Norville's 0-3. His alma mater, or he could get the SC job like Paul Feinbaum said.
Yeah, he can. I think he can. But
where would you like to see him next year?
I think USC gonna do good, so I think they might stand pat
with Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, but because he went and got Lynn to do the defense, and
that was a good move. That was
a hell of a move. And Florida State, that's his school.
His school.
Yeah, he might. Click his heels and go home.
Yeah, not click his heels and go home.
Right.
Not click his heels. But hey, look, but if he goes to Florida State, he's gonna get all the Florida kids. That's number one. And they're in and all that talent down there. If Dion gets talent in Florida State, they could do well.
He can get some linemen. He can get it all.
He can get everything.
Yeah.
So Colorado looked good against Colorado State, and Mike Norville made those comments. Florida routed at home.
Wow.
Coach on the hot seat. I like Napier, but man, they already lost to Miami, and then they lost this week. So what's your expectations for Florida?
They don't look good, man.
The offense is horrible.
The offense is horrible. Defense brings it a little bit, but the offense is just very suspect.
Yeah. And you got to figure it out in the SEC. You have to score points.
Right.
So, and he's not scoring. He's supposed to be like a quarterback, offensive coach. They're not scoring. His buyout is $26 million. What'd you hear about that?
I heard about the booster said we got that on deck.
We already got $26 million. Isn't that crazy?
In other words, they might make him kick rocks.
Yeah. $26 million. The boosters told the AD, we have that ready.
Wow.
After 3 games. That's crazy, huh?
Wow.
So, yeah, a lot of games. A lot of good games coming up. A lot of good games coming up this week. We'll see, like we said, Tennessee, Oklahoma. It's about to get real. Transitioning from college football, I know we're going to talk about pro football later. How the Dodgers doing, man? That's our team. That's my team. That's your team. How they looking? Ohtani still?
Yeah, they went down to Atlanta. They lost the first 2. And then erupted in the 3rd game. And then in the last game, they put up 18 runs in 2 games.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they're playing Miami right now. It's real tight games.
How we doing? We down. Oh, now we down like 9 to 7 to 9 now.
7 to 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need everyone. Every game we can get because
we have to.
We end with San Diego at home, and I don't want to come home and that decides where we see that we're gonna get in, but
we want to be number 1 seed. We want to have home field. And then if we get to the World Series, you got to look. The Yankees have 87 wins, Baltimore 84. Cleveland's been playing well all year. They have 87 wins. Houston has 81. But if you look at the National League, Philly has 90. Milwaukee has 87, and we're at 89. We need to finish above Philadelphia.
Yeah,
we're at 89.
We need, and then we have to play them. We need home field advantage.
So we're at 89. Stuff. Who's that? You talking about Philly?
Yeah.
So we're at 89 wins. San Diego's at 86. I don't want it to be close against San Diego because they always play well against us.
Right. No, we hurt again.
Yep.
Pitchers falling off. Yamamoto came back. He looks good.
Okay. Kershaw's still out.
Messing with the toe, but he's been throwing. Trying to see how that toe gonna hold up. He got turf toe.
Okay.
And your boy Bueller did pretty good the other night. You know what I mean? So maybe he's coming back to form. And see what we can do. But we got to get I think we got to get a solid 3 in our rotation.
A solid 3rd pitcher.
Because we lost Tyler Glasnow, and that was our ace. So now we got to figure with Yamamoto. Who else is it?
We need this win today. We're at 89 and Philly's at 90.
And it's a 3-game series.
We need this. Yeah. Ohtani, man, talk about Ohtani, National League MVP for
yes,
sure.
Sir, for sure. He got sitting at 47 home runs and 48 stolen bases as we speak.
Ooh, 50-50 is coming. He's going to get the 50-50.
He's going to get the 50-50.
How many games left?
About
16.
16 games.
Okay. Yeah. So
we should do it.
He'll get it. He'll get it. 150. Yeah. Maybe 162. This is our 150th game. We got 12. So we're good. We're good. I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, he'll get it.
Yeah. 12 games. He'll get it. So I like, I'm rooting for Ohtani to do that. Why didn't he stay with the Angels, by the way?
Because it's a losing organization.
They kept Trout.
Yeah, but they kept. Yeah, look where Trout out back on the mend again. But yeah, he can. I mean, it was a good move for him.
I think so. He got a lot of deferred money. He'll be rich forever. So it's all good.
Generational wealth.
Yep. WNBA. We had the argument a couple weeks ago. I told you, Caitlin Clark. You were arguing, talking about Angel Reese with that 13 and 13. She's good. I told you not to fight Caitlin Clark. I told him this 2 weeks ago. Everybody.
Yeah, he did tell me.
And he was arguing with me, and I said, "Okay."
Yeah, she gonna win it. She gonna win that. She gonna win that Rookie of the Year.
So you agreeing with me?
Agree with you now.
You're older than me. You usually don't agree with me. So you agree with me now?
I gotta bow down.
I gotta make sure the producer records this.
You got that, Rose?
Because this is an argument. This was an argument a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Angel Reese she's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all was shaking. Y'all look at like 13 and 13 wasn't nothing.
I mean, not to say it wasn't nothing, but I mean 13 compared to Caitlin over there getting 30 pieces. With no biscuits.
No biscuits. No honey.
Dude, hey, look. So Angel Reese, she had a great year. Cole, second place Rookie of the Year.
Right.
She'll be one of the faces of the WNBA. She should be on the next Olympic team. She set records for most consecutive double-doubles, like 20-something, 25 double-doubles in a row. I like her.
Right.
Caitlin Clark, listen to this. First rookie, there we go. Give me my theme music. First rookie, 45 minutes in years, played an entire game plus overtime. She had 25 and 10 over a 5-game span, 10 consecutive games with 3 3-pointers.
Wow.
Third player in league history with 300 assists. She set the WNBA record, 19 assists in a game. Oh, and the other day, she just dropped off 35 wings to the Dallas Wings and in the playoffs for the first time in years.
Yeah, you ball, you get the call, right?
And he wanted to argue with me.
You ball, you get the call. That ain't what Deion
she's
said.
cold. Yeah. Everybody's not treated fair. Fair is where they judge pigs. I think that's what he says. Yeah, she's legit, dude. She's good.
She's good.
And she didn't have any rest. There we go. Let's give her flowers.
Give her flowers.
So, yeah. And they're gonna be in the playoffs, which I like. And they're selling out everywhere she goes. They sell out, and she didn't really have any rest because college season ended in April, and then right into WNBA. That could be why Angel's probably tired. I'm sure Caitlin's tired, but man, she's good. She got me watching WNBA, and I never watched that.
Yeah, I never used to watch it.
My former student is Diana Taurasi, so I'm happy that Caitlin is playing well. So I know we have a lot of pro football to talk about later. Couple guys we lost this in the last week or so, couple icons. You want to talk about that at all? I'll defer to you because you're older than me, so I'll let you go first.
This week, man, we last week we lost James Earl Jones, a great actor. I remember the first movie I ever seen when I was little was Claudine. I'm telling my age now.
Man, that's you older than me.
Right.
Okay.
And the voice of Darth Vader.
Yep.
The voice of
7-Up commercial. People don't know that.
Commercials.
You got to be 55 to know that.
Played in Roots. You know what I mean? He's hell of an actor, man.
Yep,
And we lost him.
Yep.
And then last week we lost Frankie Beverly.
Ooh.
Man, the soundtrack to everybody's life. You know what I mean? We grew up on that music.
Yeah.
So
We
shout
Are
out to
One.
him. Yeah. And
Golden Time of Day. And then who else?
Yesterday we lost Tito Jackson, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So shout out, rest in peace to all three of them, man.
Yeah, they die in threes.
And we truly miss, man. And thanks for your contributions, what you gave music and into the film.
On Friday they having the Frankie Beverly all white out. They say wear white,
right?
And then they're having a couple parties for them where they, even though it's past Labor Day, you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. But California, we relaxed the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
But they want you to do all white. I don't know if I'm doing that
on
Friday, but then they're having a couple parties to celebrate his music. And there's some mixes on YouTube where they just play his music for like an hour, man. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
So Frankie Beverly, that was Magic Johnson's favorite. Yeah. He played at Magic's when he announced he was coming to the league in 79. So that's how far back they go.
Right.
So yeah.
So shout out. Rest in peace, Frank.
Rest in peace, definitely. So yeah, man, we covered a lot of college football. I'm excited to see these games this week because now after this week, you got to stop playing the Texas San Antonios, the Louisiana Monroe, the Crenshaw High.
Right. You got to get into the meat of the schedule.
You got to start playing real teams.
Real football.
So we'll see. I mean, it's down to basically right now, really 2 mega conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten.
Right.
And then, of course, you have the Big 12 with Colorado and Utah, but it's not the same. And then the Pac-12 is trying to come back. Is it Pac-10 or Pac-12?
Pac-12. I mean,
Pac-12
it's the Pac-2 right now.
Pac-2, yeah. But
I think they're making some moves to get these teams back.
They're gonna get the players. They're not gonna get top teams. It's not gonna be the same, but they will. They'll be decent. We'll have something on the West Coast to represent. But yeah, the SEC, man. So who do you see coming out of the SEC?
Texas.
Ooh, over Georgia and Alabama, huh?
I like Texas, man.
Why is that?
I just like the way they play, man. They play hard, defense. They solid on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. They're deep.
Good coaching.
Yeah. Sarkisian.
And he lost some players, and he's like you said, he got a hell of a depth chart over there.
Steve Sarkisian out of West Torrance High School, El Camino Junior College, and then BYU.
Yes, sir.
Google it.
So
that's good, man. That's good. Let's go. I want to see him do well.
I want to see him do well.
So you got Texas coming out of the SEC. Who do you have coming out of the? I know the answer to this, but I want to see
which one
out of the Big Ten. Who's coming out of the Big Ten?
Ohio State.
Yeah, well played.
Well played.
So I think to me it's Texas and Ohio State for the championship.
That'll be a good one.
Ooh, Ohio State's well. They're doing good. Ryan Day relinquished the play calling to Chip Kelly, who I think is a better offensive coordinator than because clearly he had problems in the pros relating to players. But I think, and they trust each other. I think if he just calls plays and Ryan Day just kind of runs the team, because they're deep. They said Ohio State put up $20 million in NIL money.
Ooh-wee.
That's a lot of money. Ohio State's right there with Texas.
Chips.
Really, those are the schools that might have the most money. Texas, Ohio State, maybe you could throw in Georgia and Alabama.
Right.
But Texas, that's who I'm picking. Texas, Ohio State. You agree with that, right?
I agree with that.
Yeah. They said Ohio State, and Ohio State got the DB from Caleb Downs from Alabama, who's the leading tackler.
They thought he was over there, huh?
Yeah, they thought he was gonna go to Georgia because he's from Georgia, but he decided to go to Ohio State, and he's starting. And they're deep. Urban Meyer said it might be the deepest team he's seen in the last 10 years. I think he's just trying to set Ryan Day up. If Ryan Day doesn't win, Urban Meyer might want that job.
Come back.
Come back, yeah. I think that's why he did that. That's kind of dirty.
Yeah, it's kind of dirty. Mm-hmm.
But we agree. We agree on that. Any coaching rumors? So you said Lane Kiffin maybe to Florida. I heard that the Boosters at Notre Dame want Urban Meyer. Coach at Michigan. Better get it together. Better play well.
He got to get it.
He got an uphill battle. Yeah, hopefully, because Harbaugh won it and then left. So I mean,
left him with like an empty cupboard.
Yeah, and left him with NCAA violations.
Right.
So, what about SC? Where do you think SC falls in all this? They're number 11 right now. I know you're an SC fan. I like SC.
I think they stand in the top 10.
You think so?
Yeah. If they beat Michigan this weekend, they stand in the top 10.
Yeah,
they stand in the top 10. I think we got a good shot too.
Okay, Jackson Dart. Miller, no, is it Moss? It's Miller Moss. Yeah. But so you think they're legit top 10?
Yeah, for sure.
Offensively, they're loaded. Skill position.
And the defense picked it up.
Okay. That's all they needed all this time.
All this time. Yeah, I don't know what took them so long.
Yeah. Poor coaching hires by Lincoln Riley. But they said if Lincoln didn't get it right this year, he was gonna be out of there. So okay.
Can you blame him?
No, not at all. It's too much money they're putting, too much money they're losing when they don't sell out.
Right.
So Oregon, you got them. You said top 5 in the Big Ten?
Yes.
Okay. I like SC. Anybody else out of the SEC? We talked about Alabama. We talked about Georgia. We talked about Ole Miss. Talked about Texas. I think all those teams are better than Oklahoma.
Right. Tennessee, we'll see.
Oh, Tennessee. That's right. Tennessee. That's going to be a big game this week, Tennessee at Oklahoma. So we'll see. We'll see. Heisman Trophy. Is it too early? I thought Carson Beck, but he played horribly against Kentucky. Who else can win it? I mean, nobody really. It's probably too early to talk about the Heisman. We'll see who separates, because last year nobody was talking about Jaden Daniels, and then he came out of nowhere. They had 3 losses, but he won it.
Right.
Yeah. So
out of Cajon High.
I saw him when he was an 11th grader. Played my cousin at Downey High, and they couldn't catch him.
Right.
He had receivers, but the receivers didn't do great, but we couldn't catch him.
Right.
So, playing quarterback, 4-year starter at Cajon.
Yes.
Yeah. Went to ASU, started 3 years, and then went to LSU. It started 2 years. So he's a 4-year starter in high school, 5-year starter in college, starting in the pros. He's a 10-year starter.
Right.
And they won last week. We'll talk about that. They beat New York, got his first win, first home game too.
Right.
So we'll see, man. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of pro football to talk about. Do we forget about anything? We're not arguing about Angel Reese versus Caleb Clark. You're going to let that go. I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to bring it up anymore.
Right.
Dodgers are doing well. Got 89 wins. We're playing now. We were down 9-7 10 minutes ago.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Anything else? U.S. Open. Can't talk about Olympics anymore. That's old news.
And we were gone because our trusty producer had to go to Nicaragua to get some business straight. So he's back.
Yeah,
and
it's the R&R.
Yeah,
Randy, Robert, and Raul in order.
Me, Havana, downtown Pomona.
Yep.
The Fly is dope at Cigar Lounge in Southern California.
Yes, sir.
Come check it out. Right here in Pomona, right in the heart of Pomona, right across the street from Fox Theater. You know where it's at.
Yes, sir. We'll be back.
Take
a little break, little drink break.
All right.
Come back.
Love y'all.